Raindrops on the Copper Roof, a sleep story for adults about shelter, stillness, and the music of rain before your dream. Written by Fedor Alfanar. Narrated by Mike Frankland. Raindrops on the copper roof. A gentle rain begins. The first drop arrives as evening settles across the countryside, striking the copper roof with a sound like a small bell touched by a careful finger. Then another, and another still, each one finding its own place on the weathered metal, each adding its voice to what will become the night's quiet symphony. The house sits at the edge of a field where barley grows tall and moves with every breath of wind. It is not a grand house, nor particularly old, but it carries the weight of contentment in its sturdy stone walls and gentle sag of its roofline. The copper roof spreads above like a protective hand, curved and generous, catching the last light of day on its surface, a surface that has turned from bright penny shine to something softer, greener, more like the colour of sage leaves after rain. Inside, the air holds the mingled scents of a day drawing to its close. There is a faint sweetness of lavender drifting through an open window, the deeper warmth of oak beams overhead, and, beneath it all, the promising smell of rain on summer earth. The floorboards, worn smooth by decades of footsteps, creak gently as the house settles into evening. They are wide planks of pine, honey-coloured in the lamplight, scattered with small rugs that have softened with age until they feel like clouds beneath bare feet. An armchair waits by the fireplace, its fabric faded to the colour of autumn leaves. It is positioned just so, close enough to the hearth to catch the warmth, angled toward the window to watch the rain, with a small table within reach that holds a half-finished cup of tea and a book whose pages fall open to wherever the reader last paused to listen to the world outside. The fireplace itself is built of the same stone as the house walls, its mantel carved with simple flowers that seem to grow from the very rock. A fire burns low within it, not the fierce blaze of winter, but the gentle flame of a summer evening, more for comfort than necessity. The logs are applewood, and they release their sweetness slowly into the air, mixing with the rain scent and the lavender, until the very air seems to wrap around you like a favourite shawl. Above, the rain finds its rhythm on the copper. Each drop sings its own small note, and together they weave a music that speaks of shelter, of safety, of the deep contentment that comes from being exactly where you belong when the weather turns. The roof receives each raindrop like a blessing, and the house beneath grows quieter still, as if listening to this ancient conversation between sky and shelter. Through the window, the world beyond blurs into impressions. The dark line of hedgerow, the pale gleam of a stone wall, the deeper shadow of trees whose leaves rustle with approaching rain. But these feel distant now, softened by the glass and the gathering dusk. What matters is here, within these walls, beneath this singing roof, where the air grows thick with peace and the promise of a night spent listening to rain. The copper roof stretches above it all, curved and protective, its patina catching the last light like water. Soon there will only be the sound of rain, the whisper of fire, and the deep, abiding silence of a house that knows how to hold the night.